I'm sorry, you got the wrong room number. No, seriously, that's not funny. That's not okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today's story comes from our friend. While driving cross-country, I stopped at a quiet old hotel just before midnight. The man at the front desk looked half asleep, but he checked me in and handed me a key. Room 313, end of the hall. The hallway was long, and the flickering lights made it hard to see. The room numbers went from 310, 311, then 313, the only door with no peephole. I walked into the room, and it was old and musty but clean. There was a bed, a desk, and a mirror. I remember sleeping, I remember dreaming, but I don't remember locking the door. The next morning, I checked out. The clerk asked how my stay was. Fine, I said. Room 313 was quiet. He paused. We don't have a room 313? I laughed. I thought he was joking. Pulled out the registry. Room 313 condemned, sealed for 20 years. No one should have given you that key. He went to show me the hallway. Where 313 had been, there was just a blank wall. No door, nothing. I checked my phone. The photos I took in the room were glitched and distorted. In one of them, something was standing behind me. At night, I stayed at a different hotel. I woke up at 3:13 a.m. to a knock on the door. I looked through the peephole, but there was no one there. But the number on my door had changed. It now read 313. Hey, I just want to say thank you to our writers for their amazing stories. And of course, thank you guys for watching. We have another channel. If you want to watch some videos, check out the link below. Also, we have a podcast. So if you want to listen to some scary stories, check out the link below. Now, for those of you who are still watching, you might be wondering what happened in the room. Well, here's a little more backstory. Our friend continued. About 20 years ago, someone died in room 313. It was an elderly woman. She had booked the room under a different name, so we never connected the reservation to her family. When she died, they just sealed off the room and left it alone. And every once in a while, we'll have a guest, usually new staff, accidentally let someone into the room, and they always leave quickly. Sometimes we even find people sleeping in the room during the day, which is how I think our friend ended up there. The most disturbing part about all this is that sometimes people will call the front desk in the middle of the night saying they need to get out of room 313, but when we go to check on them, everything is fine. They're always sleeping peacefully. And then other times, like with our friend, they won't be there at all, like they just vanished into thin air. But you might be wondering, why did the number on the door change? Well, every room in this hotel has a digital door number. It's how we keep track of which room is occupied and which one is vacant. When a guest checks in, we give them a card key that will allow them access to their room. The card key is magnetic, and when you swipe it, it activates the lock and allows you to enter the room. But if the card key isn't used for a couple of weeks, the lock will revert back to its default setting, which is to display the room number. Our friend's card key probably stopped working after he didn't use it for a while. And since his room was vacant, the lock reverted back to its default setting and displayed the room number. I asked our friend if anyone ever died in any of the other rooms, and he said no. The hotel was built over 100 years ago, and during that time, only one person died in room 313. Well, that explains why the photo was glitched. Now, sometimes when you take a photo of a ghost, the camera can pick up their energy and it causes the photo to glitch or distort. But what about the knock? Why did our friend hear a knock at 3:13 a.m.? The truth is, I don't know. Maybe it was just a random noise. Maybe it was the pipes. Maybe it was the guests in the room next door. Maybe they were trying to get his attention because they knew something was behind him. Who knows? And that's why it's important to always check the peephole before opening the door at night. You never know what could be on the other side. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe and follow us for more content. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Let's start the story. When I first moved into the apartment, the landlord gave me one strange warning. Said if you ever hear 2 knocks on the door, whatever you do, don't answer it. Not even for the second time. I thought he was joking. The place was cheap and quiet, so I ignored it. It wasn't until 3:12 a.m. that I woke up to a soft knock at the door. Just one. I froze. Nothing followed. No voice. No second knock. I went back to sleep uneasy. The next night it happened again. 3:12 a.m., a single knock. Still, no one was there when I checked the peephole. But this time, I noticed something on the floor. A folded piece of paper. No handwriting. Just a blank page. I threw it away. I tried to go about my day, but the unsettling feeling of the previous night lingered. I couldn't shake off the feeling that someone was watching me. Every little noise made me jump. I found myself constantly glancing over my shoulder. It was as if the very walls of the apartment were closing in on me. The silence was deafening. It was amplifying every little creak and whisper. The apartment, once a sanctuary, had transformed into a prison of sound. I spent the day listening to music, anything to drown out the silence and push away the fear that had taken root in my heart. Then came night 3. 2 knocks exactly 6 seconds apart. My stomach dropped. I remembered the landlord's warning. Didn't answer. Stayed still. Listened closely. Whatever was out there seemed to be testing me. This time, something scratched at the door, then whispered through the keyhole. "You're the last one left." Night 4, I stayed up with my phone recording. At 3:12 a.m., a knock. I held my breath. Then the second knock. This time, the door unlocked itself. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. The door creaked open on its own, just a sliver. In the darkness outside, I saw myself, but my eyes were completely black, and I was smiling. Then it said, in my exact voice, "You ignored the knock. I come in." I don't remember what happened after. I just woke up on the floor, door shut, heart pounding. I moved out the next day. But sometimes when I pass by that apartment building, I still hear it. Knock, knock. Thank you for listening. Please write your scary stories in the comments section below. We'll publish your stories and give you full credit. See you next time.